Welcome back to Duda Dojo with RivalMind, where we teach you all things Duda. I'm Harley, and today I'm going to teach you to QA your site across devices. In this tutorial, we're going to cover the multi-device editor and preview tool and give you some tips and tricks on how to ensure your layouts look great on desktop, tablet, and mobile. With that, let's begin. So first things first, I'm logging into my Duda device and I'm going to show you the difference between desktop, tablet, and mobile editor. This is one of my favorite features of the Duda platform. It's just the fastest way to be able to go ahead and see what your website design looks like in action on all device types. So you'll notice right up at the top here, I've got the desktop view and edit set up. That's what we're viewing right now. I can go ahead and click on tablet view and I can see what my computer screen is going to look like from an iPad or another tablet device. And then lastly, I can also see what it's going to look like on a smartphone. And so what's beautiful about this is the ability to actually edit from device to device. So if I want to edit something on my desktop, the way it looks or feels, I can do that without affecting the other layouts to a certain extent. I know desktop and tablet tend to share some aspects, so we'll cover a little bit of how to get around that later. But my favorite part is being able to see what my website is going to look like in the editor on a phone so that I can ensure that it looks the way I want, feels the way I want for each device type specifically. So the first thing I've noticed right here is that my Our Services title for this section feels a little bit crammed up to this image. So I can either edit the spacing right from the design menu, or I can just drag that widget down and make it really simple for myself. So I've just added a little bit of spacing. That looks so much better. We're going to carry on. So from the preview section, this is something that a lot of our clients really love, is the ability to preview on each of these, because the editor sometimes is a little bit hinky when it's showing the differences between the editor layout and the preview layout. So I love to be able to preview individually. And then our clients actually love the ability to see all three in one go, and they're actually interactive. So I can scroll down and play with my website on all of these different sections, and it readjusts on all platforms. So if I wanted to go to the tablet menu, I can click the tablet menu. I can go to my Our Work page. So you can actually interact with your website on all three of these and preview them at the same time to make things really expedient. But then when you go back to the editor, you get to do them one at a time to make sure that you're focusing on each one. So with that, let's talk a little bit about the different sections of QAing the website and how each device type interacts. So on desktop and tablet, a lot of these elements will actually interact together. So if I'm changing spacing, or if I'm changing obviously words or images, all three devices are going to carry through. But if you want to have a specific section show up on a certain device and not on another, what's really awesome is you have the ability to create sections or rows and hide them on specific pages. So for instance, on the home page, I really love that this says request a quote right in the main section on the desktop, but I don't want this request a quote to show up on the mobile device. So I can right click, go to hide on device, and I can hide it on mobile. And now this element won't show up on a mobile device, and I can create a different call to action. Maybe I want to add a phone icon in my header or something a little bit more subtle instead of that big yellow button right on the mobile. So that's really neat. A lot of other items, like maybe you're switching from sizing or spacing on buttons or information, like on this tablet view, I don't really like how this button is positioned, but I know that if I drag it up and change the spacing on desktop or tablet, it's going to convert over to desktop. So what I can actually do is right click and duplicate this row. So I'll go ahead and copy it, and then I'll paste the new row. And then simply to give myself a customizable element on tablet and desktop separately, I can go ahead and hide this first row. Just like I did with the button, I can hide this on tablet. And now I could change the spacing on my button to give myself a little bit more room. So let's go ahead and give this a shot. So I like this way better on tablet. And now if I go back over to desktop, I can see I have my 2 rows, but this one is clearly the one that's been designed for tablet. So all I have to do is go ahead and design my hide on device and hide it on desktop. And now I've got the one that's perfectly formatted for desktop. I've got one that's perfectly formatted for tablet. And then lastly, I got rid of that big orange button on mobile, and it's perfectly formatted for mobile. Thanks for joining us. If you're looking for other Duda tutorials, visit our channel below to view our library and leave us a comment about future tutorials you'd like to see. I'm Harley, this is Duda Dojo. We'll see you next time.